In this week's Parsha, we learn about Sarah's death. We are told that after being informed that Yitzchak was about to be killed, Sarah became so distressed that her soul flew from her and she died. Now the question is, Sarah was one of the greatest people to have ever lived. Her level of prophecy was even greater than Abraham's. So how could it be that she was so distressed at the thought of her son dying al-Kiddush Hashem, to sanctify Hashem's name, when the reward for this mitzvah is so great? Rav Moshe Sternbuch answers that while it is true that one receives tremendous reward for sanctifying Hashem's name through one's death, it is infinitely greater to be able to sanctify Hashem's name through one's life. And this is what caused Sarah so much distress. She knew that Yitzchak was destined to continue the chain of the Jewish people. He was one of the avos, the foundation of our religion. So even if his reward would have been great, it would have been even greater if he had lived a life of Kiddush Hashem. In a similar vein, Avraham had 10 tests. We often assume that Lech Lecha, when Avraham was told to leave his birthplace, was the first. However, the Bartanura explains that the first test was that of Ur-Kasdim. What happened in Ur-Kasdim? Avraham had smashed idols and said that they were nonsense, and Nimrod gave him an ultimatum: give up your monotheist beliefs or be thrown into a fiery furnace. Avraham stood firm that he believed in one God and was therefore thrown into the furnace, and miraculously he was saved. This explains the Bartanura was Avraham's first test. But this begs an obvious question: why isn't this test mentioned in the Torah? We only know what happened from the Midrash. Rav Yisrael Meir Lau suggests a beautiful explanation, and he says, throughout the ages we have given our lives al-Kiddush Hashem. Brave Jewish men, women, children have given their lives rather than renounce their faith. But he says there is something greater than dying al-Kiddush Hashem, and that is living al-Kiddush Hashem. The greatest accomplishment for the Jew is to live each and every day in a way that is a credit to Hashem and to the Jewish nation. And let me make myself very clear, I'm not taking away from anyone who has died al-Kiddush Hashem. But he says dying for Hashem is an incredible act of heroism, but you only have to summon the courage once. A greater accomplishment is living for Hashem, as it requires one to summon the courage, optimism, and strength each and every day. Now, we stand in awe of those who have died al-Kiddush Hashem, and there are people who are dying right now al-Kiddush Hashem for us. And if they can do that, then we can strive, be'ezras Hashem, to live al-Kiddush Hashem. And sanctifying Hashem's name in our lives does not only mean the big things. We don't have to save a life or give a lot of tzedakah to live a life of Kiddush Hashem. It's the small actions and the daily challenges that we face every day which count towards living al-Kiddush Hashem. It's that smile at a cashier. It's not cutting in a line. It's being respectful to others and on the road. In fact, the Rambam writes, if a Torah scholar will be careful about his behavior, will speak pleasantly to people, act friendly toward them, receive them with a pleasant facial expression, will refrain from retorting when he is insulted, will honor even those who treat him with disdain, will be honest in his business dealings, this is Kiddush Hashem. If we think of the great reward for dying al-Kiddush Hashem and realize that living al-Kiddush Hashem is within our reach, be'ezras Hashem, that will propel us to live with greater awareness of our daily actions.